Time to wreck Nomura again. Oh. Seriously, girl, you ain't a challenge. A warm-up is what you're delegated to being. And unlike Hop, who realized, you know, maybe I'm not so cut out to be a champion. I don't know how you're a champion-ranked trainer to begin with. Like, maybe if I saw your moves and you actually maybe got a couple of my Pokemon knocked out without me figuring out how the game works. Okay, rock type. Gonna switch out to me own the rock type. Hahaha, you cannot crack the salt. That's correct. I don't want to send out Kelvina because she's really, really too underleveled. Well, she's not that underleveled now that I look at it. And to anyone wondering how Echo evolves, you need to be in a multiplayer session and level her up past 38. And this whole transformation, that only happens when you use a switch her out. So with like Volt Switch, Dragon Tail can also do it if she's hit by it. Also Flip Turn. An ice type with high speed. Ooh! Mistake. Ha! Ha ha ha! Your Dragon Breath has no effect. Jet Punch! You know, I feel like instead of Jet Punch, maybe I should teach Echo Ice Punch. But then again, that's kind of pointless when I have an Ice Dragon type. Probably in this... Oh. Absolutely. Focus Punch? Brawly used Focus Punch back in Gen 3, and he spammed the damn thing. Ha! You missed. Not only that, you take damage. And you're poisoned. Oh, wait, no. I guess that only happens if you actually get hit. Yeah, poisoned! And congrats, you struck me. That means now there's a bunch of spiky, what's the word? Barbs? Layering the feet. So the next guy who comes in is gonna get poisoned. A good tasting of poison. You know, when I saw Glimmin, I laughed because it looked like a flower with a sack. But I gotta admit, like Toxapex before it, it's not a bad defensive poison type. Poison. I talk like I'm from Scotland. Oh, perfect. Your starter. Now, if only you picked a starter that mine was weak to. Oh, you step on over the poison. You're toxic. Funny, because I don't need my Terra Orb to beat you. See all that effort you put into picking Quaxley? I've literally one-shotted your entire team. Well, Plomew I had to poison because I was just goofing around. Ooh, Ice Beam. Not a bad move, but special attack is not your forte. Kelvina actually realized it. Oh, speaking of... Did she just have an ice dimple? Oh! Arctibrax. Everyone sees a Spinosaur, don't they? Or is it a Dimetrodon? Let's see. This gym is a boon for the grass starter, a fire starter, not water. So how'd you win? Also, I said this on a community post I made, but I'm going to say it again because it's infuriating. Like, there's nothing wrong with a generation having an abundance of a certain type of Pokemon. Like, also in Gen 5 had also abundance of two types of Pokemon. It had an abundance of dark types and bug types. Excelgor, Excavalier, Scolipede, Leavanny, and something else. I actually used the Scolipede all the way until endgame. Ooh. And also dark types, like Zoroark, obvious furry bait aside. Scrafty, Poniard was a good one. And I heard that here it has an evolution. Which I guess is now King Poniard, because, like, chess. Why don't I remember more dark types? Dark's one of my favorite types. But you get the point. For Gen 9, it's grass and fire and ghost type. Like, the Tumbleweed, I don't mind, because, like, okay, we got that now. We can check that thing off the list of what is a Pokemon, just like with Finzen. Finizen, whichever. And, you know, ghost types, in terms of what we got here, it's not bad. I mean, there's obviously Sinistea, but then there's the really obvious Cerule Edge, which I cannot stress enough is, like, the best thing that ever happened to this game. I forgot what ghost types are here. Or what was introduced, I guess. Oh yeah, the Smoliv line. That's a new grass type that is very welcome. Yeah, I saw a Drifloon. Didn't see a Drifloon, though. Annihilate? That was my failed attempt to take down the fighting gym. You know, I'm assuming Shrudo evolves into that II Pokemon, the poison type that draws with finger paint. I forget what its name was. Oh yeah, Bramblin and Bramblegeist. So, just a heads up before I go into the gym leader, I guess I'm doing this now. Bramblin evolves after you take 100 steps with it in Let's Go mode. So, you just walk 100 steps, level it up once, it evolves into that. Pretty scary. But then it's a Tumbleweed that can apparently nab lost souls, so I guess it has a right to be scary. I think Relor is the same thing, the Dung Beetle. You just gotta walk with it for X amount of steps. Capsicid's pretty cool. It evolves with a Firestone. Yeah, I guess. I kind of hope that it had, like, a third stage, like... I mean, you could have gone all traffic light with it. There are yellow peppers. Still, it's probably a great player of red light, green light. Flittle's pretty good. These things I've seen about. Tinkatink and Tank. I think they're fairy types. Maybe also steel types? Mark? Psych Lizard, Orthworm. We got a lot of good Pokemon. Kind of surprised none of these three evolve. But I guess you don't need a Pokemon to evolve to be good. Hello. I know Hydreigon's here because I've seen people catch Dino. My favorite mon. Alright, alright. Let's cut the shit. Spades at the front of the party. And now we can begin. Tulip? Her name is Tulip. Oh no. Oh, I recognize you. You have a special rule where the loser does what the winner says. That sounds very controlling. ESP, emotional. And here I thought it was just a shorthand term for psychic powers. I guess Earthbound lied to me. But then again, I guess it called that PSI. What? Okay, I am not prepared for this. And apparently neither was Spade. So I'm just gonna go back in time. Thankfully, I turned back on auto. Thanks, Poketuber, because I don't want to lose any more shinies I happen upon. Yeah, Tequila'd be much more into that. And it's kind of hard to get now that I think about it, hard to get a Pokemon without a mouth and without hands to, be happy and all that. Or, to do emotional stuff. See, she's into it. Oh, I guess this is also showing the Pokemon's emotional. Okay, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna go back to Spade. I'm gonna go back in time again. Bites the dust, though, and all that. Now I'm curious. You know, honestly, if I'm gonna make an offer for this, or commission, whichever. Actually, it's not a whichever, it's a probably. Because most of my gym things I'm thinking I'm gonna turn into thumbnails on their own.